He's basically the epitome of somebody that did good deeds a while, but people were still wanting to criticize how he does things. People will call him to basically be cleanup man or chore duty type man. Even he said, I'm not a carpenter. He would lose his temper at times. After a while, he would start saving people. He would just start getting annoyed. Even times decides to just leave the earth together and just chill on the moon. The Descent. And he just got sick of this and basically became a bad person. The Plutonian. See, this is how it goes. Like, I guess this is this universe's version of the Celestials, I would say. Like, you know how Marvel has their Celestials? I would say these are kind of like the Celestials of this universe. For generations, they have ventured to the lower and higher dimensions, seeking to learn all that we may from sentience scattered throughout the multiverse. 2 by 2 roam the universe, hunting for new and feeding on surprise. They protect the time stream from interference by an untrained chrono voyager such as yourself. These certain cosmic beings were assigned to survey the human race approximately 35 solar cycles in the past. They had never come across a population so emotionally rich and complex in ways that defied formulaic expression. They combined their energies, each surrounding a piece of ourselves, to create I suppose you would call it a probe, a unit designed to wander amidst the native populace, sampling its attributes and mirroring its emotional spectrum. They sent this probe away, unaware that we had underestimated the impact a vibrant enough human consciousness would have upon it. This probe reacted to this particular human in a weird way. It was not prepared for such empathetic onslaught, found itself physically imprinted by its force, transformed, literally reshaped by the power of its will. This is Plutonian's birth. All because she's a woman that had a dark past that wished for redemption. And it was talking about how Plutonian had taken human form, but he was not like them. Getting some native characteristics like strength, durability, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, she did some savage stuff, put this gas in the car, and he survived, of course, because he's different, went into the foster homes, didn't last long in the foster homes because they were terrified of him. Plutonian, matter of fact, doesn't have any memories living with foster homes. His earliest memory is living on his own. He became like a local legend, helping people here and there. He eventually met one father type figure that was pretty cool. Unfortunately, he ended up dying. With all the people from his past gone, that's when he really embraced the superhero identity thing, got him a mate, made actual friends, superpowered beings. There was a little while where Plutonian did a lot of good deeds, but yeah, he did eventually turn on everybody. And it was like literal Armageddon. I mean, so technically, yeah, Plutonian is a probe and his parents are cosmic beings. His probe took shape because it interacted with humans, and that's how that is. Oh boy, I hope you all enjoyed this video. He has energy projection, aka blast power. It's even talked about in a more technical sense right here. His apparent blast power or heat vision is basically transferring kinetic energy to the air, molecules striking his eyes, turning them into a stream of superheated gas. We've seen him lobotomize beings. He has super senses to tell if you're telling a lie. He can see and hear everything that's going on the planet. His eyes are really powerful. He can decode pheromones. Vision is explained. He mentally alters the atomic structure of the objects he's looking at, making them more permeable to electromagnetic radiation in general. Can see an image based on all the various wavelengths it can perceive that our senses cannot. The viruses others can't notice, he can notice. Can taste panic. Ice breath, and it's a weird explanation on how this works in this universe. Freezes this guy solid and shatters him. Can see people's memory. What? Do some magneto stuff and pull metal out of the earth? What? Straight up go intangible. Can take away things inertia. It's not like he needs to go intangible because he's still durable. Like, even if you actually hit him, it's not like it's a guarantee it will work. Like, lasers bounce off of him here. He apparently flies by shifting his mass into the surrounding atmosphere telekinetically, squeezing through it like soap through a fist. He manipulates the density of matter with a thought, toughening his skin and muscle harder than diamond, while conversely temporarily reducing the mass of solids he makes contact with so he can smash through them. Like literally every power you can think of. They even say quote unquote limitless strength, immeasurable speed, anti-gravity, impervious skin, enhanced senses, ocular radiation, telepathy. They even put question mark telepathy. See, it may seem like he has like a lot of different abilities, versatile abilities, but his power is actually deeper than you think. His power is basically reality warping, but a lot of his career he didn't notice. So he just did the basic stuff like super strength, flying, and shooting energy blasts. Because it's literally Plutonian's real power is mind over muscle, how he's been debunking physics. Like they even said, a lot of this stuff he was limited at first. A lot of stuff he doesn't even realize he's doing. He just thinks he's strong and that's it. So that's why he would get portrayed as super strength mainly. but it's really talked about how he can redefine reality. He has no idea of this implication, so a lot of the times he just was doing superhuman stuff, the basic stuff, because that's what he thought, but he can really do more. Bending the laws of nature to make it seem like he has super strength. I mean, he can alter quantum mechanics with his brain, change probability, reverse entropy, seeing through time. They talk about it's crazy how he wasted so many years apprehending bank robbers. I mean, we're talking about a guy that can do explosions using quantum entanglement. They talk about here how his power is outside the realm of known physics. You can look at it like throughout his adventures, throughout his comic series, he thought his powers were basic powers, but he started evolving. Throughout the comic series, he's adapting, changing. First of all, he's strong enough to pull submarines. It's literally stated that Plutonian can lift a stadium. Literally shown to be able to lift buildings. It's proven he can hit hard enough to destroy satellites. He's so careless with his power, he would just shoot off a building with crazy flight speed and just blow away 2 skyscrapers just from the collateral from flying off of them. So it's obvious he can hit hard enough to blow away 2 buildings. He can stop tsunamis, can ram through a mountain with his head. I mean, we literally seen him fly through a mountain, so yeah, bye-bye mountains. Like, he's literally being a bully, throwing a whole bunch of stuff down to Singapore, causing seismic activity doing this. So it's proven, yeah, he's strong and he can hit hard. Based on the seismic activity, of course. He's laying down half a mile wide layer of raw diamond in the center of the island. Like a foundation, the weight of his hits can hit a giant robot like this. Literally push the entirety of Singapore itself under the water. Yes, Singapore. Believe it or not, this pretty much proves he can lift billions and trillions of tons. He can literally push islands, small countries under the water. A place with a whole bunch of buildings on it and stuff. He can push all of this underwater. Like, that's raw muscle. Imagine for a second having the raw muscle to push over billions of tons, pushing a whole island under the water. Pushing something that's over 15 miles wide under the water with his muscle. Look how he blasts ordinary people. Yo, this is like the Brightburn movie. Poor people don't stand a chance. I mean, he can literally blast away 3 cities with his energy projection from orbit. Let's just say his heat vision is scarier than any nuclear bomb that could ever exist. They outright stated plutonium-leveled cities and entire countries. Like, imagine a continent and just imagine all these different countries. He has the power to just completely level them. The weight of his hits, striking another being, them 2 fighting, can hit hard enough to cause tectonics to shift, or a tectonic shift, cause a seismic event. I pretty much already proved he can move extremely small countries, cities, basically stuff that's 20 miles wide. Tectonic plates are ridiculously large, even bigger than some continents and stuff. Yep. And it's talked about his hits can cause tectonic shifts. Like, when you analyze this tectonic shift feat more, you can see visuals of the collateral of the energy they're producing, punching this hard to where places that are 77 miles distant, 220 miles distant, they're literally triggering a magnitude 9.8 quake, which is thousands of times worse than the strongest nuclear bombs we have. And they're saying the impact is growing just from the energy that he's dishing out and withstanding. Yes, his body can withstand what he's dishing out too and pushes them off. He can hit with thousands of times more force than nuclear bombs, the largest ones. I mean, he literally has the blast power to draw on continents like his literal logo. I mean, shoot, what if he just laser visioned the whole continent in half or something? You can look at this as not being a strength feat, but due to the way his powers work, I mean, everything's like reality warping. So, I mean, you can kind of say this is a power feat of him actually stopping the rotation of the moon, a planetoid. I mean, you've seen all the stuff I've shown you so far in this video of him shifting tectonic plates, easily destroying cities, making continent-wide laser beams. This is definitely believable. Of him being able to stop planetoids like the moon's rotation with his raw power. You can kind of tell where he is in the power hierarchy based on the beings he fights and what he has to withstand, what his body can withstand. You can kind of get an idea of what he would have to hit back with. There's like this prison, this super prison. This has held some of the most powerful experts and telepaths in the known multiverse, and none has ever escaped. This is important to understand Plutonian's might because he proves he can't be stopped because, yeah, they got him as one of these prisoners. Some of these prisoners are strong enough to split a planet. If we assume they're talking about a planet like Earth, this would automatically make Plutonian look more impressive because he's above everybody here. You don't believe me? Statements like this would pretty much prove that planetoids like the moon he could easily bust apart. Because there's like at the center of this prison planet is a graviton well capable of generating half the pull of a black hole. Whenever they want to produce a lockdown, they activate the well and pin the prisoners motionless to the ground for an indefinite amount of period of time. There's not much incentive to rebel with the weight of an entire star system bearing down on them. Basically, the weight of a solar system on his back. Because when they turned the gravity up, there was like this malfunction. They said don't turn it up too high because you might liquefy the men with too much gravity. They did it anyway. Everybody got liquefied, but Plutonian himself. Proving that putting the weight of a star system is not enough for him. And even those other beings in that prison that was apparently strong enough to split planets, he's stronger than beings that can split planets, all that stuff, which proves that Plutonian is more impressive. Something that can generate half the pull of a black hole. He just stands up. If we're being honest, he's quite a bit above planet shattering, honestly, because if you know anything about black holes and if you know anything about how big the sun is compared to planets like Earth, you know Earth shattering is nothing when you hear sun stuff or black hole stuff. I mean, he's withstood high level gravity so strong that literally anything curves getting close to it. They call it, like whatever that word is, impossibilities. And I mean, if he has to carry something that's ridiculously heavy that will end up getting the mass of a baby black hole, that lets you know that he's quite a bit above earth shattering. Yeah, if you can literally hold baby black holes or some crap, yeah, I'm pretty sure your punches will be able to hit harder than hundreds of thousands of Earth exploding at you. Basically proving he can hit harder than thousands of Earths falling on your face, honestly. Like it was even stated, it's something only he can move because of his strength, and he did so holding it. There's even more lore to this thing he was carrying. Based on the radiation and such, it collapsed into a neutron star, but it did end up doing this to him. Oh yeah, I wasn't playing when I said neutron star. They pretty much said it here. It sought out something invulnerable enough to contain it, which was him. Would you look at this like him holding something as dense as a neutron star? Like, sure, this is just a comic cover. I know this is just a pun, but hey, this is probably something he can actually do, like literally lift the Earth, so. Don't ask, he's in a prison and he doesn't even know he's in a prison. Yeah, and this thing has super dimensional density equivalent to half a white dwarf star. This thing is like dragging a moon. He can be tossed in the sun and literally be fine. We literally seen his durability stand up. We literally see him box it up with a super powerful being, a woman being that stated she could shatter galaxies over time, stated herself she doesn't have enough energy to fight Plutonian, but I can draw it from distant stars. For every moment I hold you down, for every blow you force me to land, stated an entire star system, or one could say star itself, died. Suns. Yeah, this is way over the energy needed to bust planets. She's producing sun-dying energy on his face, powering her up. It's with these hits that he's finally getting damaged. He's taking hits from beings that can get rid of a star type energy smashing on his face. So he's got to be someone that leaks. He's millions, hundreds of thousands of times harder than earth shattering might. He was hurt for a bit, but he did get up. I think we all can agree he's a star shattering being though. He's one of those beings that can move from point A to point B ridiculously fast, and his reflexes can keep up. That's why he can intercept bullets and flick beings away. I mean, when he was young, he was burning up the ground with his running. So even when somebody has a gun this close to their face, he's fast enough to react to them so they can't murk themselves. Honestly, this is how bullets will look to him, like they're literally frozen to his fighting speed. Let's just say he can fly and combat way faster than speeds of light, for example. Like, you can Google what a picosecond is. Like, he had to react to something in a picosecond and race the signal back to its source in raw speed. Racing something back from a satellite all the way to Earth in a picosecond. I did my personal math with my AI. That's basically saying he can fly over 10 million times faster than the speed of light. If he really raced something back to the Earth's surface in a picosecond, that's so many times less than a second. And if he really did that to its source, that would imply he's over millions of times faster than the speed of light. But everybody that's just about going to do it, is Plutonian strong or what? What do you think his full potential is? Yeah, you might want to run from this guy. Do me a favor and hit that like button for me real quick. Respect Plutonian, and thanks for the donations, everybody. I'm glad you are enjoying your time on the channel. Make sure you check out the playlist on the channel to see other How Strong videos. If you like what this channel is offering, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys later.